JazzCast Pros.
Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. Welcome to episode 100. First, I want to say thank you for listening to all the seasons to get to this point.
Good job, honey. Episode 100. Way to go.
Thanks, boo.
Congratulations, Mommy.
So we've got some really good things coming up in this episode. I want to first mention that we have the cash prize giveaway. So we have 3 lucky winners in this. I didn't want to just choose one for season 100 because so many people responded. I was actually shocked to read all of the emails of people that answered the questions about what I did after I started doing brow waxing to make more money. What training did I get done? The answer was microblading or permanent makeup. And the second question I had asked was, how much did it cost? A lot of people actually got that answer wrong. I want you to go back and listen to the episode. But either way, I'm going to actually announce the winners.
Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Falicia Fracassi.
Congratulations, Mommy.
So, congratulations to Anne Marie McGowan, Shayna McLeod, and Shavanti Speed. You all got the answer correct and you won. So drop your Cash App. We'll also be tagging you on Facebook because that's probably where you heard about the contest at. I hope this little seed that I sowed will help your business get something started, whether it be supplies, whether it be a business fee, whether it be just an investment in your business. You can buy some things. I hope you can turn the 100 into much more than just 100. Okay, so the objective of today's episode is to go over location, how to pick out the right location. That was a suggestion from Ray Sean. Someone else asked about displays in your business, how to set up the display properly. And someone else also asked about investors, how to get investors. So we're going to go over that. So quickly, I'm just going to jump into it. Location. We always hear about it. Why is location so important? Location is important whether you choose to be online, whether you choose to be in a storefront. If your business is more based towards product, you might just want to sell online. For example, Rihanna has her product in the stores, but I also believe she has an online retail because once you find out what shade you need, you can just go online and order it. But some businesses don't need a brick and mortar. So location is important as far as where you place it, as far as on the virtual web. You may say, let's go online. You may say, let me do just on Google. You can do a Shopify store. Your business really, it depends on what you're selling. So that is important. I would hate for someone to set up a brick and mortar for a bunch of product and no one ever comes and you waste out on product and material. But also don't let that scare you. If you feel like you can pull it together in a high traffic area where someone will love your product, I definitely think you should do that. By the way, shout out to Jill Essential Skincare. She just opened up in the Walden Galleria Mall in a machine-based business where you can just pay the money and get all her natural skincare products right from a machine. So shout out to Jill. I'm so proud of her. She was actually one of my clients. I used to get her lashes done and we would always talk business. And now here she is opening up her first business in the mall. So I'm just very proud of her. Now, malls are confusing. They can be good or bad. Malls are dying out slowly. A lot of people are doing more online sales more than anything. And even if you can get your product in a retail store, there's a girl named Xandra Beauty whose all her products are in Target. They're in like just all these little stores you can just go in. I think CVS she might be in. I know she's definitely online on a lot of stores where she just simply ships the product to them and then they distribute it. So just remember that it's important for you to know where you're going to put your product at and why you're putting it there. You can even do drop ship where you have no contact with the product whatsoever. They order it, it's shipped out from a warehouse, it goes directly to them. You didn't do anything. You just put it in the price of the cost. Now, in regards to the display or image or placement, as you would call it, I want to really talk a little bit about that. Now, just remember when you present something, whether it be a restaurant, whether it be a business, whether it be a store, whatever it is that you're presenting, it needs to be very easy to understand. I am a stickler for displays. It needs to be very clear what you're selling and the price needs to be by it. Or you can choose to have the price on the back. Some higher end stores don't like to put the price on, like you go on Louis Vuitton right now. you're not going to see the price on anything. But if you look inside the bag, you'll see the price tag where the sticker's in there. So they consider it tacky or whatever you want to call it, but some businesses go ahead and just put it right on there. So it really just depends on your preference. But just make sure the presentation looks really well. Even if it's like a service-based business that you're doing, make sure it's clear, it's legible. Make sure your presentation on what you're trying to sell. Maybe you can do packages on what you're trying to sell. And make sure it's clear, readable, and the font is correctly written. I always find myself going with a Simple Times New Roman because it's easy to read. We all use it in high school and college. So it's one of those fonts that you can never go wrong with. Make sure it's legible and it's not too loopy and curly and all this cursive where people can't read it, because people are lazy. They look at it once and the next thing you know, they're off and they're just doing something else. They didn't really even look at what it was because they didn't want to process that. They didn't want to even process it. So presentation is like an art. The way you present something is probably the way that you will sell it. If something is well presented, people want it. If it's poorly presented, no one wants it. I can make the same lasagna meal and it could be done messy, not looking right, the sauce all over the place, cheese all over the place, no presentation whatsoever on the plate. And I bet you no one would want it in my restaurant. But if I took that time, made it neat, had it laid out nicely, put some nice little arugula around it or some type of garnishings around it just to make it look really nice, people want things that look good. It's unfortunate that it's that way because I always say beauty is on the inside and beauty could not always be judged by the outside. But in this type of business, it needs to look good so people can just take it. That includes any type of book covers. That includes any type of retail stores. That includes any type of online presence. You want to make sure your stuff looks good. Easy 1, 2, 3 steps for people just to understand and get it done. That's why Facebook, I feel like, took off. I remember back in the day, MySpace was this like grungy. You went into people's different bedrooms, obviously from the computer. You just got to go into their room. But Facebook was just like this clean environment for you to easily understand the information. You were just like greeted. It just was perfect. It was easy presentation. So just remember that when you're setting up your business, that your presentation looks really nice and your products look good and that you have everything online correctly done. By the way, Wix is a really good app to use to create a website. We've used Wix before in Beauty Boss Millionaire actually, and we were actually pretty surprised on how easy it was. You guys actually used Wix when you registered for the gift when you did the cash prize. And it's a very simply built website that Jazzy and I kind of just went together and worked and did that. So thank you, Jazzy. So in regards to the business, I want to talk a little bit more now about finding moneyed investors. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but a guest did want to know a little bit more about how to find your first investor. Well, I always say nowadays people are so tight with their money. Unless you have someone rich in your family or you know someone with some money, it's sometimes challenging to find an investor because you have to put up some skin in the game as well. They call it literally skin in the game because you can just walk away. And I've made this mistake before where I just invested in someone and they didn't have anything that they invested. So when they got tired of doing it or didn't want to do it anymore, they just walked away and just left me with it. They had no obligation or any type of investment in the business. But when you spend your time and you put $30,000, $50,000 into a business, you're going to figure out how to make it produce money. And that's what investors want to see. We all know there's crowdfunding. You can go on all these different websites where you can crowdfund. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, all of those websites where you can raise money, GoFundMe. But I feel like the best way to get money from someone is to really promise them that you are going to give them a service based off what you're doing. Or you can give them some free product if you're selling a product based off their investment. Or you can give them a free service. It's really simple. I remember when I was doing a training class back during the pandemic, when it first started, everybody was stressed out for money. And a lot of people were coming to me and they wanted to sign up for the course. Now, I'm a big giver. So some people I was able to give a scholarship to so they didn't have to pay anything because, they filled out the application. They were able to get, they were in hard times. And so I'm understanding to that. But obviously some people, it's still a business. I had to make money. So I was able to help a lot of these people start their business with the trainings that I had. And I remember this girl who came to me and she said, look, I really want to take your course. I said, okay, well, how much are you working with? She didn't have all the money. She had some of it. I said, well, let me give you an idea. Can you find 4 or 5 people that will invest anywhere from $50 to $75 in you? And in exchange, you will promise to do their lashes and brows and all the stuff I teach you in the course after it. But you have to literally be serious, write out a contract, make sure you really stick to your word and be integral, and make sure you take them when you're done training with me. The girl kind of looked at me and was like, wow, I never thought of actually doing that. She sure enough went off, found those people. More people than what she thought responded. I think she just put up a Facebook post of what I suggested that she do, which is offer to do the service if they invest in you. If you have a cleaning business, offer, hey, look, I'm trying to get a cleaning business started. If you give me, a few $100s, I will clean your house 4 times. Make the deal so good where they're going to be like, oh my God, I want to give her money or him money. So make the deal so good where they're just like, okay, I am going to give you my money because I trust your word. It could be a family member or a friend, but please make sure you really stick to your word, or else don't do this idea, because I don't want you taking people's money and then never doing the service. But my point is that you can get people to invest in you. Even if it's something small, it's still an investment. And then obviously you have to put up and save as well. You can't be asking everyone for money, but you're going out to eat every night. You're getting your nails done. You're getting your roots dyed. You're not really trying to start a real business. You're worried about everyone else taking care of you. I need you to really focus on making some sacrifices in your own personal life so you can fund your own business, because somewhere along the lines, it kind of can come off very selfish and self-centered if here you are doing all these things, living a lavish lifestyle, or even just enjoying those luxuries of life, and you won't make that sacrifice for yourself, but you want everyone else to do it. So just be very careful with that and making sure that you're asking in fairness. Just remember that you are still working. You didn't quit your 9-to-5 job yet. You're still working at your regular job by day, and by night you're working on the business on the side, because you don't want to make that mistake where you just jump off and expect everything to work out. You need to go ahead and play the juggling game for a little bit until you're making more money with the new business. That's just my advice on how to play it safe. You always can do it your way. And if you want to jump off the cliff with no parachute, you can do that too. But I'm just being honest. If you have family, if you have obligations, it's really wise to slowly do it over time. Or if you really just feel in your spirit and God's going to be with you, I can't ever tell you the recipe because everyone's road to success is different. But it's important that you at least plan it out. Plan as much as you can before you take off. I hope all of this has helped. Thank you so much for tuning into season 100. And thanks for tuning into Beauty Boss Millionaire.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Falicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.
Also, if these are really helpful, please review, rate, and share, or just send the link to someone who may need this. See you tomorrow.